Oops. Hold on. Good morning, everyone. Can anyone hear me? I'm having a little difficulty with the sound here this morning. Okay, great. Thank you. Now that I got that worked out, let me get the screen going. Okay, I think we've got it all working. Well, welcome back. And we're starting today with a huge upside gap as we'll take a look here in a moment, but it looks as though the market rallying through the overnight, bringing us back here to recent highs near 9,300. And so we've got a big gap here to deal with. This, of course, the daily NASDAQ chart. It's not a bad idea to get a broader view of the market. Show you where you've been, where you might be going. Okay, let's take a look now here at the Eagle. And you can see out of the London Open, boom, up we go. Very similar to the North American Open, actually. Settled down a little bit pre-market. And now here we are. Bit of a head scratcher. Are we going to fill the gap or not? Our first in-sync Eagle signal was to sell, and it's currently, well, struggling a bit with that, but it looks as though the market may be inclined to head a little bit lower. Gaps like that are problematic because you're always left wondering, well, is the market going to fill the gap or not? This is the way I like to look at gaps. Let's clear the blackboard. All right, so we left off here. We opened way up here. Is the market going to try to fill the gap, or is the market just going to continue higher? Well, I've always thought that you should think of a gap as one huge bar. So if you saw this bar on your chart, what would you think? Well, you would think the market's exploding to the upside, which I believe it is. Now, there will be a tendency for the market to fill that gap eventually. It may not do it today. That's the tricky part about gaps. It will fill sooner or later. right, so here we are. Going to get a bit of a trend change signal developing here in the Raptor. The Falcon keeps giving us these trend change signals. It keeps going out of sync just long enough to reset the signal. And of course, we are in the hard edge here on the Eagle, where we should anticipate some sort of reaction. All right. I know it's still very early, but I might consider this number one signal that's going to fill or form here to the short side. And I'll let that signal build and then I'll explain what's going on. Okay, so there's the warning dot. Or a warning dot. There, okay, there's another. Ooh, there we go. Okay, let's get that order in. All right, so the big question is, which way is the market trending? Is it going to trend down into the gap? Is it going to continue higher? Well, we're in the hard edge. We're coming out of the hard edge with a continuation signal to the short side. So I'm going to try and see if there is a downtrend today. Now, it's early. If you wanted, you could probably try to stretch this trade out a bit. This would certainly bring us into the gap and somewhere near yesterday's highs. I believe yesterday's highs were around the 92.20 zone. In fact, why don't we do that? 92.20. So obviously getting some support from this resistance zone here. Okay, we're going to get a 3-2-3 signal of type, so 1-2-3 signal in this case. Okay, so we're very close to where our profit target was. Let's see, did we hit 5 ticks? No, not quite. But certainly to the point where you could roll your trade to break even. And because I'm going for a larger target, I'm going to get really aggressive as we get here now to about 8 or 9 ticks. So I'm going to cover my swing target. Ah, darn it, that's all they gave me. I was hoping to grab a little bit more right here, but that's okay. So all we're doing as traders really is trying to find the trend. That is your objective. Your mission, Mr. Phillips, should you choose to accept it. So we have to find the trend, and the market will keep testing. It'll keep testing higher and lower until it finally gets a little bit of a trend going on. Okay, a little bit of a bullish pushback, and that should be no surprise because remember how I said the opening gap is huge and should be considered like a great big bar. We're still retracing the same sorts of numbers here, though. That was a pretty decent bullish push. And we got a nice little number one signal here in the Raptor, a nice trend change signal here in the Falcon, the Hawk, of course. No problem. First macro cross, boom. Up we go with a macro, boom. Boom goes the dynamite. All right, well, not quite back to the highs of the morning, but it seems as though, I don't know, are we pausing? Are we going to turn over? That's one advantage to day trading over position trading is you can sometimes get a sense of the market momentum or the lack thereof. Okay, so we're back now to this resistance zone that we encountered earlier. Wow, that number one signal actually really good follow through. And we're now near the highs of the morning. All right, I wonder if we're going to get a number two signal out of this. The Bollinger Suite already a little bit bearish. Okay, well, here now the number three signal. Maybe I'm too early looking for a short. All right, let's see about a second push on that number three signal. Come on, out of the way. Now, if this number three signal does not complete, it will turn into a number two signal. Okay, there we go. We're going to try it. If we break the highs of the morning, watch out. Okay, if we get through the highs of the morning or near the highs of the morning, I'm going to bring up my stops. And no need for that, as the market made that very quick little move as it tagged out all the sellers. Well, not all the sellers, but quite a few sellers who had their exit orders right above the high of the morning. And there we go, 2 for 2. 2 trades. So I made my trade quota. I'm up $200 on my 2 trades, $100 per contract. My trading day essentially is done. Woohoo! Well, thanks for coming out, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. But that's how ideally how you want to do it. You know, you really, do you want to be sitting in front of your computer screen for 6 hours a day watching charts go by? No. Christian asking the target on the Raptor 20 ticks, $100 per contract, Christian. So because the Falcon is the main driver behind the Raptor signals, we're using the same target. The NASDAQ trading at $5 a tick means that that $100 target is in fact 20 ticks. You'll see oftentimes the market will make reactions at those 50 dollar values, $100 values, and again at $200 and $500 values. And that's because those are kind of the unwritten profit targets. Scalpers will tend to scalp for 50 bucks. Swing traders will usually go for 100 or 200. And trend traders will try to get anywhere from 400 to 500 to 1,000. And they're all doable, but they require different strategies. The nice thing about going with a tighter profit target, aka 50 or $100, you can keep a reasonable stop. Personally, I find it a lot less stressful. And if you can do it a couple times a day, you really don't need those big home run type trades, which only occur about once, maybe twice in a month anyhow. Unless that's your trading strategy, is you're just going to come sit around and wait for those big move days. That's okay too. All right, so after that little breakout, there wasn't much follow through from the breakout, was there? Nope. Another little pullback. Okay, a pushback now from the hard edge. Christian asks an interesting question here. Every time all in, all out? Well, I have found from personal experience that you will usually do better going all in, all out. Now, I'm the kind of guy, it doesn't bother to see the market move on 20, 30, 40 ticks without me. But if you're the kind of person that bothers, that you can't stand to see the market go along without you, well, then you should probably try to keep a runner in play. And of course, the larger your account, the easier it becomes to do that. And conversely, the smaller your account, the more you should probably be all in, all out. But it's an excellent question. You got to temper it with your own personality as a trader and your account size. It's a little bit of a blend. Ooh, nuts. Was I too late on that one? Is it time for our just in case order? We have the rally up, we have the sideways action. You could place a just in case order to buy above the highs. It looks as though the market might be unfolding here to the short side. May get a trend change signal here in the Falcon. Oh, come on, you guys. All right, my signal's a little bit behind. Get that out of the way. I know the trend line here is spoiling it. I'm going to give it a little bit of latitude because it will come back with another trend change signal here if prices continue lower. Because I believe the Raptor will be giving us a number one signal, and so it will. All right, let's stay. Oh, here, we'll do it from the Raptor. So the clouds have crossed. They've gone from bullish to bearish. We've got the pullback. The next signal that prints will be a number one signal. There it is. Oh, I don't know. So if we're going to run a just in case signal, we could just leave the buy order, which is our exit order, above the highs. Got a little bit of a rule of three going on here as well, where we have the trend. We've produced one signal, two signals against the trend, a little bit of a test of the extreme. We're probably, yeah, I was going to say we're probably going to produce a number one signal. And here we are with the Falcon as well, producing a trend change signal. It's not the prettiest looking setup. Okay, here we're coming back now with a number three signal. So the market definitely conflicted. But we do have it in a bit of a bind. Okay, the Bollinger Suite getting a little bit bearish. I don't know how aggressive I want to be on the shorts, but I don't really, well, I was going to say I don't want to buy before we break the highs, but we'll see how it develops here. You can see our trading band is really twisted up like a rope. Ooh, are they going to go? This would make for a very, very strong test to the extreme. If the market folds over at this point, I think there could be a good chance it may try to head lower. Okay, well, we've got it's funny, we got produced a number 3 signal here. A number 3 signal is a with trend signal. And the first thing you need to do is you need to take a look and see, are there any trends? Well, no, not really. Okay, so we filled to the long side, and let's see, I filled at 77, so I'd like out at 82. Bring my stops up a little bit. We'll see if the buyer's got anything going on here. Ooh, that's starting to smack of a fake breakout. All right, I'm going to give them a little bit more room here. Just looking for the buyers to show up again, but yeah, darn it. Gonna get tagged. Oh, they're giving me a glimmer of hope here. Yeah. Gonna get stopped. Yep. Shoot, that was a bad plan. All right, let's see if we can get a reverse signal here, if there's going to be a follow through to the short side now. trading friend used to say to me, never trust a breakout. Yeah. Mister, I told you so. So this was an early number one signal that printed right back here. I want to get another signal here as we attempt to take out the lows. Come on. Yeah, stinkers. There it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to use a second push on this current bar. Well, it seems as though we're a little congested again. All right. Now, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. Our profit target down here around the 47 zone. But where we're trading here, even down here to the resistance line, this is all still within today's trading range. These are all numbers the market has already gone over today. Okay, a little bit of a pushback. That's not unusual after a fill. But if we take out the lows here where we entered, I'm going to get much more aggressive with my stops. shoot, come on. Now the bulls are showing up all of a sudden. And I say that because we keep making a little slightly higher high, which is annoying. Well, and another good reason why not to dip your toe in the market too many times. Let's hope the stop is far enough away to allow me to ride it out, but the fact that we don't have much in the way of momentum or bearish momentum. Excuse me. Okay. So once again, the big deal will be taking out these lows, because two things will happen. We're going to encourage more selling, and the buyers that just bought here, where do you think their exit orders are? Yep, just down there. Maybe they may tuck a few below 92.50. But it seems as though they're fairly content to go sideways. Really? Well, there's that early trend that we were talking about kind of kicking in. It's not looking very promising here at the moment. Yep. Wow, I don't understand that we didn't get a little bit more follow through off some of these signals, other than to suggest that the market is just content right now to spin its wheels. Aspen says, Eric, I don't know what I did, but can't see the orders I placed on my chart. Okay, you could try this. You could right click on your chart and go down to, nope, sorry, it's not properties. Try data series. And at the very bottom, it says plot executions. I have mine on do not plot, but you can plot text and marker. That will show all your orders that you've placed. Otherwise, if you're referring to the orders as you place them live, like let's say throw an order up there, try restarting your Ninja. I'm afraid they threw me a couple of curveballs there. Wasn't paying attention like I should. Sorry about that. And there go the buyers. So it does seem as though the big trend from the daily chart still the primary driver behind the market. The stock index is, you need to be careful shorting them anyways. Yeah, there's hindsight for you. All right, everyone, I'm gonna call it a day here. If you're gonna continue trading, well, I was gonna say you may want to stay with the uptrend, but you know, on a daily perspective, this is what we've done. We're kind of congested. Maybe wait for we've got a breakout above the high, maybe wait for a retest, cover the high. Yeah, actually that might be the best thing to do. If we get a little bit of a retest, a couple of bars lower, throw your just in case order to buy up there. Then if we can get a couple bars higher, throw your just in case order to sell down there. And you'll have the market essentially in a tight spot, and it will have to fill either higher or lower. And that should actually be a decent opportunity. All right, gang. See you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.